Okay, this is a video about certain elements of society that I'm not keen on and that need to be fixed. And we've watched this continue in a downward trend our whole lives. Now, dating. Let's start off with dating. We've got a serious problem in society with regards to how people interact in a sexual or romantic way. What I see around myself in society appalls me. Now, you can argue that, oh, England has a drinking culture. I grew up in that. I haven't drunk in years and years and years. I don't intend to. I used to when I was younger. I did what I felt was expected of me. I drank until I was completely drunk. Many, many times. How stupid. How senseless. Is that the best we've got to offer as English people? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I don't think it's good enough for us. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's a joke. I think we have big moral problems in our country, in our society. The reason I bring alcohol into the equation regarding dating is that the expectation for my generation was that you would probably go out, get drunk, meet someone, a female, equally drunk, and then somehow form some sort of relationship, perhaps after a one-night stand. Meaning a sexual interaction that took place when you were both blind drunk and was most likely unsatisfactory and regrettable. That's what I went through growing up. Looking back, I'm appalled. Truly appalled. Now, youngsters will do silly things, but they need guidance. What we have in our culture is, if we can call it a culture, we do have good elements to our culture, but we have elements which need work. And at the moment we have a situation where people are being broadly exploited. Alcohol is ethanol. It's a poison. It's a fuel. You can ignite it, and it burns. And it's a byproduct of fermentation, and in certain foods and foodstuffs and drinks, it's naturally occurring when that food spoils, or that drink spoils, or that fruit goes off, or whatever it is that you're making your alcoholic beverage from. Now, we live in a society which has freedom, I think, regarding economic pursuits, and people are being massively exploited. Now, I don't know how people used to date in previous generations, but I'm going to research it, because I've heard talk of something called a dance card, whereby you would go to a place for dancing. Men and women would dance. You could interact with the opposite sex in that way, and it would be, I imagine, a good deal more wholesome than the nonsense we have nowadays, where I can go out in the local town and quite frequently see things that I don't want to see, especially things that the fairer sex are doing that they shouldn't be doing. It's bad enough for men to be doing such things, but we don't protect our women. In fact, people who are trying to destroy our society and exploit people are saying, oh, it's an act of freedom for a woman to just go and get completely blind drunk and lose control of herself. I don't think that's freedom at all. I don't think it demonstrates anything at all apart from that woman not having anyone caring for her, I guess. Men and women are different in this regard. I don't advocate men going out and getting blind drunk. However, I find it a lot more seemly for a man to potentially do that than for a woman. And I don't care what anyone says. I don't like seeing it. I love women. I want them to be taken care of. I don't like seeing women encouraged to behave in ways that are not good for them. And I also don't like seeing men encouraged to behave in ways that aren't good for us. And that's what our society is based on at the moment. Exploitation. Corruption. So you've got a situation where people don't feel there's any option regarding going out and meeting people than over drinking, and that's it. That's all they do. It's just all about drinking. That's not how it is in other countries. Some countries maybe, but I've met enough people from other countries and they see our situation as appalling. And it is appalling. And we need to wake up and recognise that it is appalling. It's a big problem. And then we've got the situation whereby people are merely obsessed with just sex. Sex has a place, sure. And I think we have to have provision whereby people, meet each other and conduct themselves in a way which is good for them in a sexual way. But at the moment, I think what we have, especially with the internet, is a desperate situation, a really, really bad situation where imagery of people engaging in sexual acts has just become so out of control and bad that it's affected me. It's affected, I can imagine, everyone in the whole of society. It's just a generalised corruption. Now, we had measures in place before to control such things. They've gone. And I think that we need to reintroduce measures to control such things. I don't like what I see around myself in the world at the moment. I don't like it at all. And for my part, I want to try and improve myself so that I'm not part of that. The way people dress. Stop and look. When you walk around nowadays, have a look at how people dress. I didn't realise it myself. I used to dress in a hooded top and jeans or sports clothing. Now, at the moment, I don't usually leave the house without smart shoes, at least smart trousers, sometimes a blazer, to demonstrate self-respect. And I get respect accordingly. And I never understood. It's ridiculous if I think about it. How my dress and the way that I was perceived affected how people treated me. Look around you at the way people dress. It's ridiculous. People dress, grown men, dress like children, like scruffy teenagers, and that's what our society's become. And I have to say that the people who have a vested interest in the destruction of our society are sitting there going, yes, yes, watching the mess that our society's become, and I don't want it anymore. I want to change it, and I will be that change myself to the best of my ability. And I would definitely encourage other people to do likewise. You can't look around yourself and say that you're happy with what you see. So I would suggest that people improve. I'll do what I can to improve myself. And I want to see that my society improve. And you have to set an example. You have to lead by example. You can't dictate that other people do things and not try your best to do the best. So, for example, I don't go out drinking. I go out once in a while to a bar or a club, but I don't go out drinking. I don't drink. I'll have a soft drink at most. I don't smoke. I used to smoke. It's a waste of time. It just makes you ill. And you don't need those things in your life. And people are encouraged to do such things to their detriment. And I don't think we should be encouraging people to do such things to their detriment. We should be encouraging people to do things that are good for them. Our government, our society, we need to do this. We need to encourage our citizens to be healthy, responsible and respectable. The people who come to our country, ask them. Ask any foreigner how we are perceived, and if you can get an honest, open answer from them and they're not too embarrassed to say it, they'll tell you. We have a lot of work to do to pick ourselves up. A lot of work. I'll do what I can for myself, that's for sure. I'll try and encourage other people to do similar, but I have to lead by example myself. So it occurred to me today, I want to learn to dance. I want to learn such dances as you'll find in ballroom dancing, so that I can dance with a woman properly, respectfully. What I grew up in was a disaster. Getting drunk, fumbling, sexual fumblings, it's beneath us. Look at what we've become. And yes, there are people who are trying to cause it and to encourage it. And those people, well, the best thing to do is deny them the chance. But we have to start talking about this stuff and start rectifying these things and start showing ourselves the respect we deserve and earning the respect that we should deserve. And that's what I want to see. For myself and for everyone around me. I don't like what I see in my society, and I think we will be a stronger society and we'll be able to stand up against powers who are trying to destroy our society and our countries if we are in good shape ourselves. So yeah, I'm saddened by what I see around myself, but I'm trying my best to fix myself despite the nonsense that I see around. And I think we all should. We should try and dress with showing self-respect. Men and women. I mean, we've got idiots wandering around in the supermarket now wearing slippers and dressing gowns. No, that's not how we do things in England. No way. That's the end. Okay? That's got to stop. And I have to say, I've seen a lot of foreigners doing it. Where the hell that comes from, I do not know. I don't like it. But even English people are doing it, and I don't like it. It's not our culture to do such things. We show ourselves self-respect. We have to. We have to fix this now. Like I say, I'm doing my bit. I dress smartly now. You remember the old images that you would see of the people in, I don't know, the 1920s and 30s and 40s? A man would wear a suit. I picked up a suit the other day. A gorgeous suit. I didn't really spend much for it either. And I'm going to get it tailored, which shouldn't cost too much. And I'm going to look incredibly sharp as I walk around, showing myself self-respect and also respecting the people around myself. We should do that for each other. People used to dress with self-respect, men and women alike. Now, the way people dress, you can only describe a lot of the time as slovenly, without care. That's got to stop. We've got to fix this. And we will see the rest of society follow suit. When we start to show self-respect, when we start to shun the bad things, things will improve for us all.